a Bailey Unicorn Seville. Going to take you around the van and show you how it operates. Front of the van, lock your wheel, hitch and handbrake. I'll demonstrate to you in person here on site when the caravan is collected. Down the side of the caravan you have your water pump connection, which very simply pushes into the side of the van, as you can see here, pushes in and locks into place, and the pump drops inside the aqua roll. Next to that you've also got the heating and hot water flute. You'd never cover this at all, this needs to be left open and uncovered at all times. One thing I did pass, I forgot to mention, was the wind down legs. The wind down legs are simply there to stabilise the caravan while it is on site. You would never lift the caravan with these wind down legs, they are just there for stabilising the van. On the day of the collection of the caravan, the motor move will be demonstrated to you so you can see it was all working correctly. We'll operate it on and off as it's an automatic engage, and then show you the caravan moving with it. The day the caravan is also taken, it will have the wheel nuts torqued in front of you so you can see they've been tightened correctly. You've then got the mains power lead coming into the caravan. The battery on these particular vans is underneath the floor, and that will also be pointed out to you during your time here on site. The mains lead just simply connects into the side of the van. Down below that you've got your two grey waste pipes. So the fresh water that goes in just here has to come out somewhere, and you'll have two grey pipes that push into the larger circles, diameter circles on the fitment, the grey fitment underneath the van just there, and they'll drop down inside the waste master. You've then got your fridge vents, which are very simply there to allow the hot air out the side of the fridge unit and take some cool air in, and behind one of those there's also a gas flue for when you run the fridge on gas. Side of the van here you've got your motor mover power switch. Again, that will be demonstrated to you while you're here on site. Then coming to the back of the van, you've got your toilet flush tank, which takes 3.5 litres of water and a cap full of the pink fluid prior to use. So you put the key in, open it up and drop the flap down. And then below you have the toilet waste cassette. Pull the orange handle up at the bottom and the cassette will come towards you. The neck here turns out so you can tip the waste away, and you've got a measure here for the pink and the blue fluid. On the back of the cassette you've got an orange pressure relief button, so when you're tipping the waste away it won't spit and splatter back at you. On the back of the caravan on either side again you've got your two wind down legs to stabilise the van again, and like I said they are just there for the purpose of stabilising, not lifting the caravan. Coming down the door side you've got a 3-pin socket which will allow power out to your awning, storage locker for underneath the front seating area, your last with the wind down legs, and your barbecue gas point. As you can see we're now on the inside of the caravan. To the right hand side of the left hand side of the door as you walk in you've got your main power switch for the caravan, so you've got power on and off just here. You've got your water pump run to the right hand side, you've got your internal lighting, and then your awning light for the outside of the caravan just here. All these switches are rocker switches, so you just flick them one way or the other way to turn on or off. At the top here you've got your voltmeter for the battery on board the caravan, so that will draw power from on site while you're connected to power on site, and then obviously from the 12-volt system when you're not on site. Button here on the right hand side is completely irrelevant on this particular caravan. So the first thing we need to do is fill the water system up on board the van. So I'm just going to turn the water pump off for a second. Now I've already filled the water system on board this van, so there will be water coming straight out of the taps. However, normally when you turn on the water system there'll be no water coming out. So you'll see it'll actually stop running in a moment. So you've got your power coming into the van, as you can see. Water coming into the caravan, and as you can see it's running from the water supply from the aqua roll at the moment. So you'll open the taps up, and then underneath this seat on the right hand side of the caravan at the front you will find your hot water tank. Now down at the back of this hot water tank, down in the back here, underneath that bit of pipe work, can't quite show you in the video, oh sorry, no, just down to the right hand side of that pipe work where you see that very slight bit of yellow just there, that is your drain down valve for the caravan. Now the caravan, to fill it, would need to have that valve parallel with the floor and upright pointing towards the bottom of the seat if you are draining the water system down after you're finished using the caravan on site. So like I said, valve upright to drain, valve parallel with the floor to fill the water system up. So now that valve is parallel with the floor and we've got all of the taps open on board the caravan. Obviously I haven't opened them all up in this case, just as I've already filled the system. But you'd normally open up the shower tap and the tap in the bathroom also. At that point then, you can come over to the control panel just by the door, hit the water pump switch, and as soon as the water pressure is built up, you'll have water running out of every tap continuously on board the caravan. At that point, you'll shut your taps off and the water system will be ready to heat on board the caravan. So on the control panel on the right hand side of the caravan, next to the sink area, this is actually your heating and hot water control panel. Okay, so the one that says all the heating and hot water. Power on and off on the bottom left hand side of the screen. Your internal room temperature to the top here, tell you the amount of power you've got coming into the caravan. Press the menu button, and at the top here you've got your plus and your minus for your room temperature. So that's your room temperature at the top there. Below, with the thermometer in the house. Below that you've got your hot water temperature. So you've got hot water on when this bar is half full, and you've got a hot water boost when this bar is completely full. So off, bar empty, on halfway up, and boost when the bar is completely full. Below that you have the amount of power coming to the caravan from the caravan site you're on. So at the moment we've got power off, because if you had it off and you were off grid you can run it on gas, which I'll explain in a moment. But you've got 1, 2 or 3 kilowatts as a power source option. So here on site we're going to run a maximum of 1 kilowatt coming into the heating system. So like I said, 1 kilowatt, and the heating system is running on that power source. It will depend on what caravan site you're on to what you set this power supply to. And you'll only know when you arrive at the site, arrive on site, when you ask the site office what power source you can use. To operate the heating and hot water on gas, you'd make sure the gas bottle's turned on, hit the button so it goes green here. If it failed to ignite, it'd actually come up with gas fail at the bottom of the screen here. And that is as simple as it gets for the heating and hot water. In here you have got some advanced options. You can set programs for your heating and hot water, etc., like you can with your household. But you don't have to if you don't want to. But again, if you read the manual for these, it will explain in full detail how to operate this system. Microwave, hob and grill all work very much the same as your household appliances. Now obviously if you've got a 240 main supply available, you will be able to use the microwave on 240. You won't be able to use it on any other power source. The electric ring on the hob will again be 240 only. The gas operation will run off the gas bottle on board the van, and the igniter for the cooker, hob and grill will work off your 12 volt supply. Below the fridge, in the cupboard below, you'll actually see your 240 trip switches at the top here with your test switch. So one way of testing whether you've got power coming to the caravan is by hitting the white isolator switch here. Now as you can see, it hasn't tripped. The reason for that is we've actually got no mains power coming into the caravan at the moment. If I press this button again with mains power coming in, it would actually trip this switch down to the off position at the bottom, and that would give you an indicator of an issue on board the van. If that didn't trip and something wasn't coming on, for instance, it could potentially let you know there may be an issue with a program or a system on board the caravan. Down the bottom here, you've got your 12 volt fuses, and all of these fuses blocks that you see for 240 or your 12 volt supply, the manual that comes with the caravan will explain what each of these is for. So as you can see, now I've got power coming into the van, hit the trip switch, and the power will trip out. I'm going to show you that again. So now as power comes in, as you can see, it trips as you'd expect it to. So that's your trip switches and your 12 volt fuses. In the fridge, very simple to use, you've got your 240 mains power supply. As you can see, the light comes on when the power's turned on. You've got your control for the temperature on gas or mains on the right hand side just here. 12 volt supply to the fridge for when you're towing down the road. So essentially when you connect it to the car, you can use the fridge as a cool box. You need to be towing down, or you need to be connected to the car for this to operate, as it does not work from the 12 volt supply on board the caravan. At the bottom here, you've got your option to run gas for the fridge system. Very simple to do. Make sure the gas bottle's turned on, pressing the temperature control and hit the igniter. Once the fridge is ignited on gas, this little red line here will come around to the green, and that will let you know it has ignited. So that is essentially your pilot light, that little red line just there. If it stays in the green, like I said, you're ignited and ready to go. And again, the same as mains power, you can control the temperature of the fridge on the dial on the right hand side. Going to the bathroom now. The last thing we can go through is the toilet system on board the van. Very simple to use. Electric flush on top of the toilet. Toilet full indicator light. Now this red light will appear when the toilet waste cassette is completely full. Down the bottom of the toilet you have your waste flap, which you'll open up the waste flap to allow the waste into the cassette under the caravan. The toilet seat also turns for your convenience. However, when you are removing the cassette, the grey flap needs to be in the closed position, and also the toilet seat needs to be pointing straight across towards the shower for it to allow you to remove the cassette from underneath the van. If you have any further questions on the Bailey Unicorn Seville, please don't hesitate to give us a call here at the Caravan Company, and we'd be more than happy to help. We appreciate the business, and we look forward to seeing you here on site soon when you collect your caravan. Thank you for now. Bye bye.